Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer. So as you can see, I'm really feeling myself with this one. I definitely snapped. So if you guys would like to see how I achieved this look in install, keep on watching. So I wanted to show you guys how I got these skunk stripes. You're going to need gloves for sure, because who wants bleach on their hands? That stuff burns. If you know, you know. Please avoid it. 40 volume developer and some BW2 powder bleach. That's what I use at least. And I'm using a hair whisk and this kind of bowl type thing, and I'm going to be mixing all this up. So for the sections for the skunk stripe, I knew that I wanted them to be on the sides, so I didn't use any hair on the wig that was actually sewn in, more so the frontal part of the hair and like just a piece of the hair from the hair that was sewn into the wig, if that makes sense. So a lot of the hair that I used for the skunk stripe did come from the frontal, so that can give you kind of an idea of a ratio of how much hair that I actually used for the sections. So now that I'm applying it, I didn't do it in any special way. I just started from the top and worked my way through all the way to the bottom. Now for the consistency, you definitely want it to be thicker than what I did. You don't want it to be too watery, because then it's not going to really attach to the hair and really seep into the hair the way that you want it to. The results that I got while the bleach was watery, while the mix was watery, was still cool, but I definitely recommend you guys to have more of a thicker base. It doesn't have to be super thick, you know, not like how you would bleach knots, but definitely not super watery, because you want the bleach to really get into every strand of the hair. So after that, I'm going to be taking this foil and just wrapping the hair up, and I'll let this bleach on for I don't know how long I left it on for, but it was quite a long time, maybe like 40-50 minutes. And I was actually watching it though. Like, I did watch the process. You know, I came back to check on it from time to time to see how much of the hair was processing. So after repeating the same thing on the other side, I let that sit completely, and I just watched it from time to time until it got to the desired blonde that I wanted, and then I rinsed it out with cool water. Don't do it with lukewarm, do it with cool water, okay? But anyways, I'm spraying got to be glue sprayed on the lace, because we do not want to tint the lace, and thank goodness we didn't. But yeah, so I'm just applying this hot pink Adore dye on the patches, and I was like, ooh, this is so pretty. I don't think I've ever hand painted hair before, and this was kind of fun. Like, I don't know why people do this. Like, I'm being lazy. Stop the watercoloring, because this stuff came out really vibrant. Like, absolutely. After both sides was completely saturated with dye, I let that sit for about 3 hours, and then I rinsed it out with cool water, and I also washed the hair. So let's get started with this install. So I'm going to be taking our scissors first thing first to cut out around our ears with this cap before we mold it down. And you also want to make sure to slick back your edges to protect them, so you definitely don't want them to get snatched away. I'll be using my Ebin Wonderlay Spine Adhesive Spray for the cap today, and I'm going to be spraying that directly on my hairline, and then also using my finger to help smooth it out so it can be directly where I'd like it to be when it comes to recreating my hairline. Now you want to take your blow dryer on medium warm to get that nice and dry, and then once it's completely dry, you want to take your scissors, your shears, and basically cut off all the extra cap that you no longer need. Now, to make this cap give bald cap like we're really bald, we're going to use our Ruby Kisses Cream Foundation in the color RD15. You can find this at your local beauty supply store. I'm starting to think I'm a darker shade now. I don't know. It's kind of looking a little pale. My wigs have been looking a little pale, but it was still giving bald cap. So this is the wig, the completed wig. Oh my gosh, y'all, it was looking so cute. But as you can see, the hairline was plucked. That is the inside of the wig. Now, why would they give me a T part? That's basically a T part, but it still gave scalp. So we're not even going to complain. We're not even going to complain. So before we install this wig, we want to cut off our ear tabs. And we also want to hot comb the hairline back before we apply the glue. This step honestly just makes the hairline look a lot cleaner. Skip it if you want to, but if you know, you know. This stuff, it does what it needs to do, so highly suggest. But since I didn't have any acetic alcohol today, I used my oxy pads to clean off our skin of any excess oil or makeup that would be left over. So for the glue today, I attempted to use the melt glue in the white, but for some reason I don't know what's up with this bottle, but it's too watery. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't really stick. Like, it doesn't get super tacky. So after I did this first layer, I had to go over to the clear glue of the Better the Melt, which is a lot better but a lot harder to work with, okay, because it is very sticky and it gets really, really sticky. But I used 3 layers of this. With this clear Better the Melt glue, you want to make sure to really blow dry it down between each section of glue that you apply, because if you don't, it's going to be really messy. You got to make sure that it is tacky before you move on to the next, or else it's going to be a mess. But yeah, you want to make sure you smooth it out to a thin layer. And you guys see that there? You guys see how sticky that is? Now that all 3 layers are dry, I'm going to be pulling down the lace and melting it into the glue. And I'm using my finger to press it in because it is super sticky, so you can tell like where to press it in at. Then I like to take the teeth of this comb as well as the end to help kind of seal in the deal and mold everything in place to get everything super stuck. Okay, we want this to be stuck. But I'm going to clip this hair up and take my elastic band and leave this on for maybe about 10 minutes. While the lace is further melting, I'll be taking my IC Pentation Heat Protector Spray and spraying that around the perimeter of the hair, then taking my hot comb and pressing this hair out. I didn't know how I wanted to style this hair, but yeah, as you guys seen, I ended up just doing a flip over method. I think that was the easiest and cutest and simplest way to do it. But now that that is done melting, you guys see how this came off? I don't know what it is with this glue, you guys. Y'all, I don't know what it is with that glue, but it had my stuff looking very ashy. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out how to work with this glue. But anyways, I'm taking my razor to cut off this lace, as you guys can see. I really think it's the elastic band though. I might need to clean my elastic band. But yeah, I'm cutting off the lace directly where that glue stops. And as you can see, it's giving hairline. I'm going in with more makeup because I didn't like the white cast that it was giving. Maybe it was the lace and I just plucked too much, and that's why it was looking like that. But the end result looked cool, so I'm not going to trip or speak too much on that because the end result was cool. That's all that matters. But now for the baby hairs, I wanted them to be thick and I wanted them to be long, okay? I wanted them to be like really dramatic because this hair was giving drama, and I need the baby hairs to give the same thing. So I'm pulling out a good amount. Now that I have those mapped out, I'm taking my hot comb and I'm pressing those hairs back so it can look more like a hairline and have that gradient effect between the hairline, and the baby hairs. I'm also hot combing the baby hairs so they can just be easier to style, and it just looks better, honestly. But I'm taking my melt belt and I'm going to let that sit on there for about 10 minutes. I'm taking that same heat protector spray and I'm going to be hot combing this hair again. Now that the hair is going through its second melting process, I'm going to be using some water and then this wig brush to kind of get the hair ready for some product that we're going to be applying to it. I'm glad that this hair took really well to bleaching, okay? Because the pink strips were not giving crunchy, it wasn't giving dull. The hair still got really curly, it wasn't giving straight either. But yeah, so I'm putting some product in it to the ends. I want you guys to see that, and I'm going to be combing that product through. To melt this no part look in place, I'm using this Tropical Roots holding and molding foam, and I just used a comb to kind of get that through. I just took off the elastic band, and now we're getting into these baby hairs. As you guys can see, I left them long, pretty long. Like I said before, I wanted them to be long and dramatic. But yeah, so I'm just shaving all those down, and I'm going to be using my 1/2-inch pencil curling iron from Kiss. I got this from a local beauty supply store. You guys, invest in this because your baby hair life will change for sure, for the better. But yeah, so I'm curling all of those, and I'm going to be using my Got To Be Glue gel in black. Boom. And then I'll be basically, so I didn't want to use the gel at the bottom, right? So I kept it at the top so that can have that curly look, even though that's not really how they came out. But I wanted to explain that to you guys so you guys can know how to get that fluffy look, okay? You don't apply product all the way on the baby hairs. You just do it at the top and help that, and you use that to help form the baby hairs, not exactly to, I don't know how to explain it anymore. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. I want you guys to just watch what I'm doing. So I'm using my finger a lot, as well as the comb side of the edge brush, because I don't know, I don't know. I like to use the brush side, but the comb side, it just gets them better, just in my opinion. But yeah, so that's how I do my baby hairs. Now for final touches, I'm using some more of that foam, and I'm actually going to use a blow dryer to mold that down. And that is really it, you guys. This is really quick, really straight to the point. Oh, I'm also using my hot comb because y'all know it's not a finishing touch without the hot comb. Like, that really seals the deal in. But this is the end of the tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed and liked the way that this came out. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All the information and details on this hair will be in the description box. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!